All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming this evening with a message. And it's time to talk. So I'm going to be talking about a little something here and a little there. I'm going to be a little everywhere. But I want to also kind of piggyback off of somewhat what I was speaking about earlier today in the live. I was really wanting to cover the fact that truth uh, was given unto us from the beginning. And with that being said, I just thought of this. I said, I wonder, did everybody receive it? I want to just say, well, no, he didn't give it to everybody. Truly, this one didn't get it. You see. But what I believe is everyone received, I believe, the truth. Because I think it's detached to the breath. Because when you get into the book of Romans, chapter 1, he said that they hold to the truth, but in unrighteousness and ungodliness. So that lead me to believe that those that are unrighteous and ungodliness still holds the truth. So we're going to cover some of that today. We're going to get back into more of the truth, what the truth is, what the truth was, and what the truth shall always be. And we also are going to cover some things regarding trust. What I come to understand, that individuals that were the apple, I would say, of Yah's eye, meaning in a sense, they were his people that he had chosen special for himself. When I think of them, I read about them, I notice they trust in him. Mm, 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 mm. You can't find that in this world today. They trust in him. Mm, 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 mm. They really trust in him. I mean, when I say that, I mean for everything. They trust in him. The reason why you can't find it today is because too many people so busy trusting in themselves. Mhm. There is a sense of power and control in the earth. And it's the same sort of power and control that the elites hold, which is the wicked and evil. But I see that on all corners, on all sides. It seems and it appears that people are holding on to so much of what is wicked and evil and in the world. Let's just say in the world, because of the power and control that they have. They have, and you know what? Another thing it has to do with, they are really enjoy being having situation in their power and in their control. That's a big issue because it's matching the elites that rules the four corners with the power of wicked and evil. I tell people over and over and over, these people don't ain't about what y'all think they're about. They're not about your money, you Hebrew Israelites. They're not about your materialistic things. They're about that power to control you. That's all they want. Do you know, for them to control you and have that power to control you, do you know what that does to them? Do you know what it does for them to have that type of power and control over you? That's what make them dig so far into darkness. Let me write this here down. That's what make them fall into all this darkness at its highest. It's because it's a form of power to them. They won't, I ain't gonna say they want power and control. They got it. They have it already. And it's like it's energy. It's like it's strength to them. It's like it's energy. It to have that type of power and control on this earth and have had it for so long to where you could sit and poison people in all fashion, every way possible on this earth, and nobody says nothing. That's some sort of power and control that they have over the four corners. And I think about how it has been said that the Father say, since y'all believe the lie all this time, I'm gonna help you out a little bit. I'm gonna give you some what you call strong delusion drink juice, so you can continue to believe the lie. You see, it's like somewhere in that he has suffered them to gain that type of power and control, not to the point as if it was hard for them to come back, for them to come back. It was easy. It also identified how easy it was for them to rule the four corners of the world with a handful of people. That's what's deep. And a lot of people, you know what? They got everybody focused on materialistic things and money, finances, wealth. They got people focusing on all of that while they are building up their empire, not based on wealth, you guys, based on power and control. And because man has, I'm not talking about male and female, has gotten to the point where they too desire to have that power and control. They desire to have that power and control. Do you know they would not say they want it, or they won't say that they desire it? It's in them. You can sit back and just behold how everything is going, and you can see people portraying power and control. It doesn't matter where they gain that power and control. It's just how they live with it from within. It's a form of heavy darkness, but they like it. And they also try to make people think that it's innocent. No, it's not. It's darkness. And this is how people subject get on the wrong track, because they're thinking that I can dip into this and it makes me feel like I'm important, makes me feel like I'm special, make me feel like I'm different from everybody, or it's me, and mine's, and we on my side. But what they don't understand is you are also mimicking the powers that be's on the earth. All they want is power and control. All the people want is power and control. They would want us to go back to slavery just so they can have that what? Power and control. See, y'all don't get it. The only reason why it's important to talk about that today is because that's where we're at. So what? People don't know they there. It don't matter. Wait till they get in it. Because that's what's coming. That's what has been already prophesied that's going to come up. It's a form of power and control to get you in a spot where you're going to choose dark or light. And many that thought they were in light, they're going to end up choosing darkness. Why? Because they're already walking in that they're already walking in that direction, because they thinking that, okay, I can walk in this direction because, I got it made. I know who I am. I know this. But you know what? That's where Satan has not won, but can. He still want to get as many as possible to go in that broad gate, because he knows where that broad gate leads to. It's where he already received eternal lake of fire. He knows that. That's his mission. It ain't no judgment for him. He already knows that. So this is what he want. He want as many as possible to go therein. And those that are ruling the world, their whole ideal is power and control. No, see, they got all your money. They got everything that belong to people. Everything. Now, the last thing they want is power and control. Why? Because that does something to them in their in the midst of their darkness. It's like energy. They like you to be suffering, and they like you to be going through, and they want to be able to see you in that place, and that's how people are. So to me, I can kind of understand. I know I can fully understand why this country has to go down. Because if y'all would have put me in Russia and I would have seen what I see in America, I would say the same thing. But what I see here is people are more geared to being in power and control. And they're stepping into the identical ring that the elites who have ruled the world for quite a long time. And now they want all power and control of everybody. You see, to me, they already got it. At a blink of an eye, it's done with, done deal. So I'm looking at that and I say to the Father, I can see why this country has to go down, because the people are likened to the same ones that has ruled the four corners. You don't even have to be a billionaire or a trillionaire or whatever, the richest man or the richest woman. It's the way people take on the world, and it make the world so important, and everything of the world so important. Even if they got to hide it and make it innocent, they want to really keep everything so innocent, or it's nothing. It's they want to do that. But what it is they're playing the same game. See, we want to look in the inside where the billionaires are doing what they doing, but the Father said, you look no further. Look within yourself and see if you there, because a lot of people are there already. They have no idea that they're there, but yes, you are. You are the enemy of who this country, the wicked ones that rules this country. You are the enemy of them. That's why you don't hear too many people saying anything about what's really going on. And they're not going to. And it's not going to be any room to really discuss what's actually going on in the days to come, because people are searching for that same thing that the elite are holding right here today: power and control. People feel they need that power and control, and this is how they are conducting themselves. And they don't want to go anywhere near anything outside of that power and control that they can control themselves. You see? So it's, to me, if the Father had to say, oh, in the wilderness, and he say, well, what do you see? I would tell him exactly what I'm telling you all. The same way the elites conduct themselves, I see the people conducting themselves. The difference is these are rich people and these people are not. And it's basically people who think they got it from A to Z. That's basically where you see and you are supposed to see it like that, because people who don't, they'll be more geared to what? Trust. They'll be the one to be trusting in the Most High Yah. You see, but when you have it from A to Z, what are you trusting in? So you feel that you can go anywhere and do anything, because really your trust is in the power and how you feel you got everything in control, because you feel you have that power to control everything. So when you feel that you can control everything, then you don't need the creator at all. You see, and that's the norm for people who follow the broad gate. They even follow the broad gate because they feel, hey, nobody can tell me what to do. I know the way to the gate. I know. And they go on in, not knowing what gate they're walking in, proudly, chest all out, chin all up, pride-minded, self-centered, and have no idea what gate or what lane that they are walking in. So if the Father had to ask me, I would say the people are becoming even more like the elites, wanting to live in this old world with power and control. So what I want to talk about is kind of piggyback on some of the things that I was speaking of earlier, and the main one was truth. I was wondering when I was doing my little hour studying, I said, I wonder, did everybody get truth? And I believe everybody received it with the breath. Okay. I believe everybody received it with the breath, because in Romans chapter 1 and verse 18, he said that they hold truth in unrighteousness and ungodliness. So there you have people who are just holding truth, because truth is within them, but they holding it in unrighteous and ungodly. So I believe everyone received that truth with the breath, but it's what they chose, what they did with it, because it's going to mimic who your spirit is, no matter what. No matter what, that truth in you is going to mimic your spirit. And if you're born to walk in with the serpent, that's what your spirit is going to mimic. You see, walking in the way of the serpent, just as Adam did. See, he come down and he had truth to the point where it was perfect. That's all that was here, was truth. Perfect. But he walked in and went straight over to what was told not to take up. So he had truth, but it didn't mean anything, because he chose what? Unrighteousness, ungodliness over the truth that was within. So I believe, even as I speak today, you have many that portray, they uphold and they walk in truth. But as time go on, the Father says you will know them. You will know them by their fruit. Or you would know them using your discerning spirit. Because what is, like I said, what is happening is the elites, a lot of people thinking that they got something up their sleeves. No, they ain't. No, they don't. They got all the money in the world, and yours too. All they need now is power and control at its fullest, and they're gonna get it. So your Father ain't gonna fight nobody for the power and control over you. No, he's not, Because if that was the case, he would have been came got what was his. He ain't gonna fight nobody. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that I also learned. I'm learning that the spirit is giving me so much potent information, and I'm learning as he give this to me, I'm starting to hear. This is what I'm learning. People speaking it to where I wouldn't have never thought people would speak on it, but they're speaking on it. It's not they living or walking in the spirit. No, they speaking on those same very things. Let me show you an example. I think I've spoke on at least 3 to 5 videos regarding something about these India people. I don't know if they're in your state, but they have to be. They are booming. What people did not see was before Donald Trump got in, this was the plan. Even once he's in there and before he got in, the plan was to keep the focus on sending the immigrants out the back door. He was sending the immigrants, which he said that they came in to America, okay, and they were criminals and so on and so on. These people were sent back through the back door. They sent them back through the back door. Those people left out of this country through the back door. What happened to that 500,000 babies, children? No one ever speaks about that. This is the power and control I'm sitting here telling y'all about. There is a level of power and control that they themselves, the dark of the evil, is doing it right in your face, and you still can't see it. So when the Father says, Deborah, they say they see, baby, they cannot see. They say they hear, they cannot hear. And what he's saying, don't take them at their word. Don't take them at what they say they see. Because in this critical time, like no other, people going to look you dead in your face and lie and go back into the world. You see? Now listen to this. They looked at the people in this country and they told them that they were sending the immigrants back. The immigrants were sending them all, or not all of them, but a lot of them back. But what they were doing right in your face, they were bringing millions of India people over here by great numbers. You know, they're the largest population. India, they have the largest population. So this country, they took them, the immigrants that were allowed to come over here during Biden, which was the plan, all because they wanted the children. And the 500,000 children still is missing here today. And no voice in this country ever opened its mouth. Again, do not trust the Muslims. I'm speaking of all nationality that fall under the Muslim belief, especially as well as Farrakhan as well. Okay? So what they did is they sent the immigrants out and away. And they got some still in different buildings, but they sending them away because they brought in a whole new group of people, India. And they are booming all over the place. All over the place. Where did they gain that power to do that? The United States of America paid India to send their people over here because they need a people over here. that can not over, yeah, that would be, that can be the minority over those who once were minority. You see, they know what they're doing. And how did they come? Through the front door. What do you mean through the front door, Deborah? Government pays them like they do the fake over there, them Jews. They pay the Indians free room and board, free food, and they get a check every month. Now, I don't know if it's in your state, but it's not just in this state here where I'm at, because others has told me, oh, they taking over where they at in other states, but it's in this country. Why? They trying to drown out so that those who used to be the minority won't be anything. And even the Mexicans, who's really ignorant, they have no idea they're on the chopping list. In case they don't have no idea. They don't know that, but they are. Okay? When they took those 500,000 children, and no one in this country ever opened their mouth. Them babies never, right today, they still trying to say they looking for. And ain't nobody open their mouth. This is what I talk to the Most High about. How is it can be this dark and everybody calling it light? How can it be this bad and everybody seeing it as good? How can it be so bitter, Father, and people are calling it sweet? It goes back to what I was talking about earlier. People are caught up in power and control. Okay? They want a little of the action. They want to be able to have this personal power and control. And they really think it's going to do them well, but it's going to backfire on them. Because the last thing you want in this day is to be matching the billionaires in what they want. What is it they want? Power and control. What do you think the beast is coming for? What do you think the Antichrist is coming for? What do you think the one world government is coming for? See, that's power and control, y'all. They ain't coming for nothing but power and control. You see? So I would answer the question, if the Father were to ask me in the wilderness, what do you see it? I would tell him, I see the people are the enemies of those who are really trying to capture this power and control. So they let the people from India come into this country. And you know what? You see the mayor, I think in New York, and others, they got the big got office, mean position, because they're bringing them in by great numbers, child. They are coming in by great numbers. They're coming through the front door, letting you know that America's fully taken care of them. But then they cut out welfare and food stamps and Section 8 for the people that's in this country. You see how sick this country is? You see? And the people say it's not a word. And when it's time to say something, what it's going to be? Too late. Because see, what they think, this is how people reason why a lot of people don't say anything, because they think they got everything they need, everything they want. Oh, I'm covered. I'm safe. I got this. I can do this. I can do this. They can't ever hit me. The only way y'all would bring something to his bosom, he got to first break it down. And I can see why many are going to be in that situation. Many going to be in that situation. Here we are in a time that's said like no other, and we're going straight into the not in the middle of tribulation, but right at the beginning of tribulation. That's where we at. We just stepped into it, y'all. And just because one say that they don't see it, they don't understand it. Oh, it's not happening. It don't mean anything. Now, when I see these India people coming in, I'm trying to understand, what are you doing that for? These people have melanin, as I think I'm pronouncing it right, skin, you see? And some of them are really dark. So who place or do you think you sending them over here to cover? Right now, guess what? America is fully taking care of them. They get money, y'all, like real money. I ain't talking about like the people on Section H or welfare. They get real money. That was the plan. While they was showing you who they was taking out the back door, they brought some and many by millions through the front door, and none of y'all saw it coming. But when I hear people talk about it, I say, ain't that nothing? You mean they see it now? It's too late. They still bringing them in by great numbers everywhere you go. When I knew it was something wrong was last year, when you go into this chop suey place and you normally see Orientals. Guess who you see now? India. They got them running Dunkin' Donuts. It's like they own it. They got them running all these little bitty shops. But guess what's going to happen? They're going to be running everything until they get a system where they put everything in one. But they replacing them with India people from India. And they're paying them very well. They don't have to pay for room and board. Like a lot, I'm gonna show you another way. The Jews here in the United States of America and over in Israel, yeah, they don't have to pay for health care, dental, food, housing, nothing, transportation. They don't have to pay for none of that. They get it all free. Mm-hmm. You see? And I sit back and I think, I said, and these people sitting here waiting for America to get great. Use the food of the food of the food. You waiting for America to get great again. If you think that's great, let me give you a little something. Okay. Now that I've let you know that they took those Mexicans and other people that they allowed to come over, you notice they never let the people in China, they never took them back. Oh yes, there's a lot of them got over here. Oh yes, last summer a lot of Chinese, but it was only men. But all of those Mexicans that they sent back, and guess what? Where's the kids? You didn't send the babies back. Where are they at? You see what I'm talking about? So here, you don't hear the world, this country. I ain't gonna say the word. You don't hear nobody in this country say nothing. This is why I know it's darker than dark in this country. And when I mean that, I mean the hearts of the people are so dark because they don't see nothing wrong with it. You see those India people coming in, they don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, this one that end up being married, but it's a lot of them that got positions all over the United States of America. They running it. But why was that the plan? They're going to have them coming over to be in control. Let me tell y'all something. I heard this morning and I said, you mean y'all just not gripping that? Do you mean to tell me y'all just not gripping that? These two European men were talking, and they one know for sure, and the other one said they know too. He know too. That he told the man, he said, do you know they got a whole world underneath this country? And the man said, yeah, I've heard and I learned they do. And he said, no, I mean a whole different country down underground. I told y'all. A lot of people like to say city. A lot of people like to say, bunkers. And baby, honey, if you knew how far down they are and got it red tea, it will blow your mind. But these are the sort of dark things that I say bring out of the light. But the Father said ain't gonna mean nothing because the people in their own set darkness. People are, what I see is people walking in their own set darkness. You see? And they really walking in it with a real a spirit of full control. In full control. See, they got to be just like the elites. All they want to do right now is get everybody in this country in control. First, they got to kill off majority of us. Oh, yes. And they're going to. You think y'all gonna stop him? No, he ain't. That's why I told y'all you better be careful and who you think you playing with, because he is not going to stop nobody from doing nothing to you. You see? When I heard these two guys say that, they were saying it like breaking it all down, what they got underneath. Y'all late. Y'all late. That underground thing been under there probably longer than 100 years. It ain't as perfect as it is today, but it was started on way back. But today it is perfected. I mean, perfect. I'm going to tell you why it's so perfect. Because they got y'all up here on the top clowning and acting a fool. And in the process of why they got you up here clowning and acting a fool, they taking everything from you and you sitting here. Because everybody got this mindset. They can hold their own. And I can see why he said ain't nobody going to turn to him. Because no one is really looking at what is really among them and what is going on around them. So I was like saying, Father, but they didn't had that down there for so long, and these people in this country don't say a word. They don't say a word. And do they know it? Yes, they know it. But that stuff don't bother them. Why? Because they got to practice evil. They got to practice hate on the earth. They got to practice murdering, killing, pedophile, raping, all kind of evil on top of the earth. That's why they ain't worried about what they got down underneath it. and no one, they act as if it's all well. That's why y'all got to do what he do best. That's why he got to pull up. That's why I say I understand it. Revelation 18, I understand it. I can see it. I can see why he had to, because the people have gotten so comfortable in this country. So comfortable. Too comfortable. You know what made them, what would trigger y'all to throw down in this country the way he's going to, is because people got so relaxed in making this it. You know how Michael Jackson thing said, this is it. That's how the mindset of the people here. I don't care if they can do that. They can do this. They can be pedophiles all in the schools. Look how they got cross-dressers going to kids' school, reading, sitting down in the midst of little babies, reading to them. I sit back and watch communities have dog parks and no parks for the children. People paying fortune to take care of animals. But then a man walk up with dirty clothes on and might be smelling. He asking for $1. They'll curse him out. This is the man. See, the people think it's the bad people, the boogeyman. Oh, Satan and his demons and his evil so and his demonic spirits, they evil. The Illuminati and all of them are evil. But guess what? You rapping side by side with them. Because when y'all see one evil, he see 2, 3, 4. He don't see it like you see it. Evil is evil, no matter who's swinging it. And that's what people don't understand. They don't even want to separate themselves from the ways of how evil rumble. They don't care. They figure, well, I'm different. It ain't me. That's them. No, 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 no. You in that same basket. You just don't know it. You just swinging it a different way. That's it. But don't think the Father don't see it the way that it is, because it matching the elites, the wicked people of darkness. It's matching them. So these guys was talking about underground, and I'm like, hey, y'all too late. Y'all too late. Them things are 100% completed. They got them all over the mountains, underneath the mountains, all over the place, y'all. They don't care if you know it, okay? They don't care. So it's so many things that is before us that's clearly seen. And this is what the Father was saying. Stop trying to get them to see something they cannot see. You know, and I have embraced that you just got to bring that light out of darkness. Because if you thinking you're going to activate somebody, no, you're not. If Yeshua HaMashiach did not, the disciples did not, and where we at today, you think everybody going to start awakening and getting up and do? No, it ain't. They're going to come closer to the way the world is. They're gonna more so wing into the way of the world. And by the time they look up and see what's going on, they're gonna realize they are mimicking the ways of the world. Because that's exactly what's happening. Okay, so I spoke on the word truth and how truth could. I was thinking, was truth in everybody? Yes, it is. But because the truth is darkened in people, they'll never see the light. Okay, so therefore, what that means, they're not going to be able to practice or have truth in the way it was applied to them. Okay, don't think that. Let me close this here off. Don't think that the Father didn't put it and I think that was really smart and very smart, is to put something in everybody, the same thing. So what he say? So they won't be without no excuse. You see? So what happens? Those who have truth that are the serpent seed, they have fully turned away from truth, and they have served darkness, in which was in their spirit to portray anyway. That's why people today they will never understand how easy it was for Adam to but to be tempted by the tree of good and evil. It was so easy. Because when it's already in you, that's what makes it so easy. Truth was in them too. But what override the truth? That serpent seed in them. The opposite of what truth is, override the truth that rests in him. You see? So that's one thing about truth that a lot of people don't understand. So that's why Yah is not coming down to beg nobody to get anyone to fall in line with what is already placed in them. And if it's placed in them, that was for a reason, he said. It's for them to have no excuse. Are they gonna have an excuse? They ain't gonna be able to use it. Whether if they have it or not, they're not gonna be able to use it, because they continue to live the way not of that truth, but of that darkness that override the truth that was given to them. When I get to the Gospel of John, in the Gospel of John, chapter 8, in the Gospel of John, chapter 8, and we got verse 32. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, and verse 32, it reads, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Want me, do you see the mystery in that? Let me say it again. The Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Let's bump it up to 31, because I believe, I don't know why these people on this Facebook keep coming here. Why? Okay, let's bump it up to verse 31. The Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 31. Then said Yeshua to those Jews which believed on him. You see that? See, this is why I say it's real. Everything to me is it's like things are really kind of like out there, and it's like, okay, either they see it or they don't, or they get it or they don't. It's nothing to it. Because right here, when you see the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 31, it says, then said Yeshua to those Jews which what? Believed on him. You notice belief is there? Watch this here. If ye continue in my word, then are you my disciple indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What is it saying? He's saying something very powerful. He's showing you who's going to be able to come to the fullness of truth. It's going to be those that are the believers, those that also holds truth in the way truth shall be upheld. And it's once truth is upheld the right way in you, guess what happened? It make you free. It don't give you no other choice but to make you free. Woo! You see, those are for those who believe. Those are the ones that embrace truth that's in them. And those that embrace truth that is in them, they're going to be made free by the truth that they embraced within them. You see? And you look up here and you see Yeshua talking to the Jews that believed him. So they're going to believe. And he wanted them to understand in 32, if ye shall know the truth. That means if you recognize that you have the truth in you. Remember Sister Deborah told y'all it come with us? It was already in us. What did he say it's going to do? The truth shall make you free, Deborah. You free indeed. You see? A lot of people using all other things to say that they free. Oh, I know I got a ticket to the kingdom. I know I'm going to Mount Zion. I'm ready for when he comes. I know I'm going. I'm full of the Holy Spirit. They full of a whole bunch of trash in their mouth. Do you hold righteous belief, faith, or fear? Because those brands is what's helping you to recognize the truth that was already in you. And that truth that is already in you, guess what it's going to do? It's going to make you free. Y'all heard too many people say that, saying, the truth shall make you free. The truth shall make you free. People will use it, swing it, sling it, and throw it all kind of ways. But they have no idea the power that's behind it. I see one of them called belief. See, Yeshua was talking to the Jews that what? Believed already. See, that's what people don't get. Those are the only one it's going to really grip truth. And when they get it, when they grip truth, truth going to grip them. How? Setting them free. They free indeed. Can't nobody tell them nothing. That's for real. Can't nobody tell them nothing. You see? So I like that because it's letting you know that that truth that we have in us, it was created to make us free. We don't we ain't in a situation like everybody else is. I know we portray, we might conduct ourselves like everybody else, but when you recognize that truth came with you, it's in you. Guess what? When you know truth, verse 32, and ye shall know about that truth that Sister Deborah done taught you all, that every man came down here with. And it's gonna make you free. And guess what? It's showing you it ain't even in your power. Because it's in you and you know it's in you, it's gonna make you free. That's how free many are in this day and time and have no idea. You are free and free indeed. That's that part to where he tell you about liberty. He have set you to liberty, and then he said, I have pardoned your sin. Just letting you know he's talking to a people that has identified this truth that's in them. And people who carries the truth and know the truth is in them, guess what? And notice this in 32 said, and ye shall know it. Not think it, not feel it, not sure of it, but know that truth. And that truth, you know, is what's going to set you free. You see? So when I get to Psalms 145, when I get to Psalms 145 and verse 18, when I get to Psalms 145 and verse 18, Yah is nigh unto all them that call upon him. To all that call upon him, look where it says, in truth. You see that? In truth. He says, Psalms 145 and verse 18, Yah is nigh unto them. That means close. That call upon him. To all that, no. Yah is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in, you see that word, in truth. You see that? So it was his purpose of it was meant for us to understand truth being in us. And those who have truth in you, this is the grip you have on the garment and Yah himself. Truth. I love that because it says, to all that call upon him in truth. You see? So if you don't know truth is already in you, how is it that you're going to know that truth is, you can call upon him in that truth that is in you? You're not going to know. Just like I was telling y'all about how the breath came with us, gave us an image of Yah, which was a spirit, gave us our own spirit, and he is the breath, and its truth came with it. Right here today, people wouldn't even believe that Adam had truth. But he chose. Now, it wasn't that like he was, his spirit was mission for good and evil. That's why it was an instant thing. It wasn't something where it waited for this, did. No, it was an instant choosing to continue in good and evil. Okay, because it was already rooted in his spirit. Okay, so that there is really good. Yah is nigh unto all them. That's how close he wants you to know that he's to you. Yah is nigh unto all them that call upon him. To all that call upon him were in truth. So you really have to understand what truth is, y'all. And I again, I apologize because no one taught it. No one taught what that truth was there. So you see how a lot of things we have within us. We have the brand. Everybody don't have all the brands. If you got one of the brand, you in there. I'm telling you. You got two of them, you still in there. Three of them, you still in there. Four of them, you in there. You see? The brands is the supporter system of the spirit. Okay? You're going to always see stuff like here it says truth. You're going to always read, when you go into your study guide, you're going to read righteous near truth. You're going to read belief near truth. You're going to read faith is near truth. Hope is near truth. Fear is near truth. These are all spiritual entities, not entities, but brands of the Father. You see? And they are what also rest in us. You know, that's what he ushered out into our spirit. Now, you're not going to get truth in the flesh. It's in your spirit, y'all, not in your flesh. Okay? Now, do you have a truth in your flesh? Sure you do. You swing that when you want to do truth in the flesh. You see? But when you get to the spirit realm, this is a different truth, y'all. Okay? So don't get it bent. And everything that I've been teaching in the last 3 years, I've been wearing out the fact of the twos. Whenever one can separate the twos, you good. You are good. I mean, like really good. When you can really measure the twos in this day and time, in this day, right? No, not time, but in this day, if you can measure the twos, you got it. You good to go. You're gonna be all right. Oh yeah, you're gonna be all right. Because right here with this truth, that's a different truth. It's in your spirit. Okay? Now you have a truth on the outside. It's in your flesh. When you learn of the both and you put the spirit always way beyond the flesh truth, then you in there. Oh, you in there. You know, you got it made. For real, for real. Let me go to 2 Timothy chapter 3. Let me see what 2 Timothy chapter 3 is saying here. 2 Timothy chapter 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 7 and 8. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 7 and 8. Listen to this here, y'all. Ever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of truth. Yeah, that's deep. We in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 7. Ever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of truth. What does that mean? Do anybody know what that means? Ever learning, never coming, never able. You're not even able. You're not even able. But you're ever learning. You see how sad that is? It's not sad. That's one. It's not sad. but it's showing you something. He says, ever learning. That's sending a statement right there. And never able. They're never, ever, ever be able to come to the knowledge of truth. That's deep. Because a person is ever learning. What are you learning if you're not learning truth? They're not able to come to the knowledge of the truth. So, what's going on here? What is actually taking place here? That this individual is always learning. Why is this individual ever learning, but not able to come to the knowledge? Knowledge mean knowing. Okay, knowledge mean knowing the truth, y'all. How could that be? You see how the world is in trouble and they love it? They ever learning. And they don't give a rat's behind if they come to truth or not. If they come to the knowledge of truth at all. That's what this topic was about earlier. People don't care. If they come to the knowledge, they just wants to portray that they're learning. Y'all don't see that? I'm going to show you what I mean. A lot of people that call themselves Christians and believers are of many religions, okay? Never coming to know the truth they have inside of them. Exactly. But you don't think that's sad? I mean, I bet I said that either. But you hear that? Never coming to the knowledge, never coming to know the truth they have inside of them. That is exactly what it's talking about. What's they don't have the spirit, right? Exactly. But guess what's in here? What type of person is this? This is why I need to stop saying sad. What type of person is this? I wonder, do y'all know? What type of person is this? 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 7 is talking about. Just what type of person is this? What type of person? I'm going to give you a hint. A type like Adam. So someone said a type like Adam. Someone says lost. Okay. Don't forget now, Adam didn't have what this person has. You see? Adam just came to the world and was created, and he was just put down there. So what is it? Oh, the type that study and what portray. You got it right almost, but that's good enough. Scholars, those scientists, all of those with the degrees, baby. That's why he wants you to know they ever learning. Doctors, bishops, priests, evangelists, prophetess, all the administrative position along with science and scholars and Bible thumpers and all of them. They what? Ever learning, Deborah. But guess what? What is it they don't hold? the knowledge of truth. Ever learning, but never written in by Yah. Exactly. Exactly. Never written in by Yah. Ain't that deep? But what's deep about it, y'all, is they still learning. Ever learning. Did not Solomon says? What did Solomon say about that? What did Solomon say in Ecclesiastes about that? Oh, yes. Let me show you something. And I really believe 100% in what Solomon was saying all the time. I always, because I notice a lot of people forever reading, a lot of people forever reading and forever studying and forever trying to get something that you just can't get. He just told you. You just can't take truth because, and apply it like you just got it. No, you can't. You see, Solomon was talking about, let me see what he was talking about here. He said it. He said, I think he said, I don't know exactly the verse, but he was saying something about many books and much studying is a worrisome to your spirit. I don't know where it's since it I know Solomon says it. Okay, watch this here. Watch this here. Solomon in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increase knowledge increases sorrow. Okay, so Solomon, no, this is not the one where he said many books. That means to study. The one he's talking about where he said many books is a worrisome to the spirit, and he's saying don't get involved in many books. That's what Solomon said. But just listening to him in verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increase knowledge increase sorrow. Can anybody explain that to Sister Deborah, please? Because I want somebody to get this. I want the Solomon. Come on now, Solomon. I want somebody to get this today, Solomon. Can somebody answer that? Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increase knowledge increase sorrow. Can anybody identify that? Because what Solomon said, this is why I know he my brother. I know he my brother. Because can't nobody say that unless he is my brother or my sister. But we some kin, y'all, in the spirit realm. Okay? Solomon and I are some kin. Big time. Okay? Did someone get that? I'm trying to find it. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. What is he saying here? And y'all, believe it or not, he's really saying something, y'all. I know y'all might not, ain't nobody really, they wouldn't teach this, baby. They would not allow y'all to know the spirit and truth and the light in this. This is the sort of stuff that these pastors and these bishops, these priests, these Moris, these watchmen, these seers, these apostles, these so-called, all these wannabe something, but they ain't nothing because they don't know what is being said because the Holy Spirit is not in them to teach them what is what. Okay? Someone says they more knowledge you have, you continue to chase your tail. Oh my God. No, you didn't. you not know and understand, the more it convicts and grieve you to understand the mystery of truth. You got it. You got it. You got it. That's it. She said in the morning they're gonna chase that tail. Girl, you want to quit? Oh, okay. What do you got it? You're right. That's what he said. The more, thank you for that, babe. I appreciate it, because you know what? You said it really good. The more you know and understand, there you go. Knowing, understanding, and the more it convicts and grieve you to understand the mystery of truth and darkness. That's why it says, for in much wisdom, which wisdom is that? It's the one you're speaking of. It's the wisdom in the spirit, the mystery wisdom. It's the one in the spirit. So you're right. And then it says, is much grief. Why? Because it's that mystery that he's allowing you to unlock. And if you think that you're not grieved from that, something wrong with you. Because the more he give you, you're supposed to feel that thing. Why? Because you're trying to figure out when, okay, you far away, man, you revealing this stuff to me and I'm getting in it. Where's everybody? Where everybody at? Wait a minute, hold up. Where's everybody? Why? Because he's unlocking all the mystery of truth and darkness. And this is what it's saying. This is the spiritual wisdom. It's bring you grief because you know spiritual wisdom, and it bring grief to your flesh because you're not in darkness no more. Okay? And it says, and he that increased in knowledge, there go your knowledge. You see? He's letting you know you increase in knowledge, increase sorrow. Because the more you get it, really, I try to explain that to y'all, but I just can't get nobody to understand that, because it's not meant. When Sister Deborah says she's feeling that, that's why. You got what? You got the wisdom of what it is. You got the knowledge of what it is, and it brings sorrow because you know the truth, and everybody around you don't. It don't bother y'all. It don't bother y'all to know the truth and the mystery, like you say, they're in, and be around people that don't know nothing. It's a sorrow there, y'all, because the world will see you wrong. Okay, let's use the main example. Let's look at Yeshua. He came into this world, and the world was already trying to kill his mother to keep him from coming. You see? Why? For this very same reason. Because what was he doing? He was about to bring wisdom and knowledge, understanding, you see, to the people. But he had to what? Grieve. He had to be in sorrow. He had to get his butt whooped all the time. He had to be spit on, beaten. You see? All because of what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he was giving us. But he had to suffer because what he had. And that's why he say, if you follow him, you too shall what? What did he say? Suffer for my name's sake. See, a lot of people don't get that. People don't get it. You're only going through because you know truth. Y'all, I just can't get people to grip that today. The only reason why you're suffering and you're going through is because of this very thing. The spiritual wisdom, the spiritual knowledge, and then the blessed spiritual understanding, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. This is why. So that's what Solomon was saying. I was looking for the one where he said many books bring much sorrow. So he was pretty much telling us to stay away from all those books. You see why, y'all? Okay. You know how he say, how it was said, you can gain the whole world and lose your spirit. You know what he's talking about? You can gain the whole world and what? Do anybody know what he mean? You can gain the whole world and what? Anybody know? Can somebody complete that? Oh, it's so good to see you laugh. And the fake everything. Yep. I was about to say it doesn't bother me so much as it make me sad. Okay, yeah, that's the same. That's that feeling. You're right. It don't bother us. It's just that it. Well, you know what I'm talking about then, because when you say it just make you sad, that's what I be talking about. That's how I'm saying I'm feeling this time. You know. So it's the same thing. It's the same. You're right. You're right. It's a sad. It ain't that it moves you out of the from where you at, and you know you got it, but it's a sadness that come with it. You know what I'm saying? It is. It really is. Okay. And that's why it says here, this is what it says. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 18, increase sorrow. That's what sorrow is. So you're nailing it. That's true. But you say in flesh understanding. Yeah, there is flesh in understanding. But y'all, you remember y'all say in all you're getting, get understanding, because he is all understanding. So we need to get him. Okay. So in all our getting, he said, get understanding. Why? Because he is all understanding. Okay. Don't ever look for nobody in the flesh. Deborah, nobody on this earth, none of us, to be understanding. Yah is all understanding. Now, do we have a different understanding in the world, in the flesh? Yes. But nothing as great as the understanding in the spirit, and that is the Holy Spirit. That's why he said, in all you're getting, he didn't say get wisdom. In all you're getting, get knowledge. He said, get understanding, because he holds it all. He is all understanding. Gain all the power and what's that tangible in the world, and have not no eternal life, right? That's true. Gain all the power and all everything you see and lose your eternal life. In losing it means you're going to hell. Deborah. Well, that's what it means, That's how you lose it. Am I right? When you lose it, don't that mean that's what it means? You go to the lake of fire to lose your I think that's what it means. I see as the Father's will. This must be is what I hear the Spirit say to me. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I see as the Father's will. This must be is what I hear the Spirit say to me. These things must be. Yep. And lean not to our own understanding. There you go. See, that's okay. You see how you poured that out? It says, lean not to our own understanding. Do y'all see that other understanding that I told y'all have on the earth? There it is. There it is. But you couldn't tell none of these bishops, these pastors, these evangelists, these Maoris, these seers, these watchmen, these pope, and these prophets, you can't tell them nothing. See, because they thinking that they are understanding. They don't understand. Only the Father is all understanding. But you can be the other understanding. You see, the one you're talking about, they can be that understanding. That's their own understanding. And this is why I try to tell people there's two. There's two different understanding, but y'all want us to get understanding from the spirit realm because it is him. He give us all understanding. Did y'all know it's nothing you can go to the Father in regards to that he ain't gonna answer? At least he has for me. I would hope that he will for you all too. He would answer you. Now he might not answer you right then and there, but hey, let me tell you, when he come, you be like, I remember asking you that, and you see, he's gonna give it to you one way or another. He's gonna pour out whatever you ask him. And that I like that. Lean not to your own understanding. That's that flesh understanding that I was talking about when I say it's two. Yah is the other one, and that's the other one, our own understanding. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 12. They chose the understanding of the word only. Yep. But they feel that's the only one that exists. They would never teach it. You know what? And then you wonder, is somebody gonna get in trouble for not teaching it? Do y'all think anybody gonna get in trouble for not teaching spirit and truth in the light? Or you just think he just gonna scoop the hell, those to the lake of fire, and those to the go to eternal life? Because verse, what is that? 12 and 12. And further, be these, my son, be admonished of making many books. That's what it says. There is no end. And much studying is a worrisome to the flesh. Do y'all hear that? So when y'all hear Sister Deborah trying to tell y'all about all these Enoch, I don't know where he ended up with so many books. It's no end. They keep adding to them, y'all. You got the Giants books. You got the Fallen Angel book. I don't know if y'all know that. They got so many. They done made so many books to where why would Solomon tell us right here in verse 12, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and it is so true. And that's what has happened, because people still haven't found the Most High Yah, but they reading all these books. You don't see nothing wrong with that. You reading all these other books and still ain't found the true living Most High Yah. But you read all the books and all the other books. Now, will y'all have a problem with you reading those books? Like he said, Solomon said, it can bring a worrisome to your flesh. It really can, y'all. It can mess you up, because I told y'all there are people that used to be like Bible scholars, but they end up in a mental hospital because people keep searching for more and more and don't understand truth is already in you. What are you looking for? Ain't nothing lost, so what are you looking for, trying to find? That shows you how close Yah is to us and with us. He don't want you to be out here all over the place trying to find something that ain't lost. They chose the understanding of the world only. Yes. Proverbs 3 and 5 and 6. Oh, I think I just read that one, didn't I? Or was that my other one that's on here? Yeah, I think we did. I read that this morning. Yeah, that was one of them too. Proverbs 3 and 5. That was the one I pulled up this morning. Proverbs 3 and 5 and 6. I sure did. Proverbs 3. Yep, that's the one I had this morning when I was talking about this same stuff. Proverbs 3 and 5 and 6. Trust in Yah with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own. Oh, yes, sure is, isn't it? Our own understanding. You see that? There, that understanding is right there. Very good. Very, because it's showing you right there. So you see, it's more than one verse saying we got our own understanding. That shows you the tools. Yah is understanding, and we have our own understanding. You cannot compare them. One is spirit and one is flesh. Now, okay, well, what does this says? Trust in Yah with all thy heart. What heart is that? You see, you got to still go back to that. And then it says, in all thy ways, acknowledge. There go that knowledge. Okay? Acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Okay? Now listen to this. He said, in all thy ways, acknowledge, which knowledge. See, that's what knowledge is that? Okay? I'm asking the question in verse 6, Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 6. What knowledge is that? In Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. What heart is that? Do anybody know? We dealing with a heart, and we dealing with acknowledge. We can pull it up as knowledge. Which one is that? Okay. Why the Father says the gate is narrow. They won't find it. You sure right. And that's what I said when I think of it like that. I'm glad you put it like that, because you put it real good, because it says there is a reason why the Father. See, so you know it's what he did. You know, he know that the gate was going to be narrow from the get-go. You see? And he knew that it would be not hard, but very few shall find it. He knew that all the time. All the time. He knew it. That's why he called it to be two directions, just like two seeds going in two directions. You see? And which I believe, we're sitting here talking about it this evening, but I think y'all don't really believe. People ain't heard that before. They say, well, what is she talking about? Twos? What she mean, twos? What is she talking about? Just imagine. I ain't going to imagine that. That's the reality. Okay? It's the spirit heart. Yes, it's the spirit heart and the spirit knowledge. You're exactly. So in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6, it's talking about the spiritual heart. And in 6, it's talking about the acknowledge, which is the knowledge of him, which is spiritual. And reason why I want to say that again, because it is so true. Y'all just imagine millions of people don't know that. And sometimes I wonder, should you keep teaching the twos? Just to think of that, just the thought that they really don't know that. It's the spiritual heart. Own understanding is the flesh. Exactly. So that's showing you that there's really two understandings. Now, see, they would look at me cockeyed if I had to go in a place where there's a bishop or an apostle or a prophet. It ain't no two understandings. It ain't no two wisdom. It ain't no two knowledge, because they don't know, people. They have no idea. See, that should have been, when I think of it, like say for instance, if I can teach the young people today, that's where I would start, with the twos. If I could teach the young people today, I would start with the twos. So I say that to each and every last one of you all. You got young people in your household, instilling in the twos, because the twos would allow them to divide. One goes on one side and one goes on the other. You see? It's showing you that there's two realms on the earth. Just and it'll teach them, even when it come down to yourself. You got a flesh and you have a spirit. You see? So it's important to teach the young people the twos, because they might be the one that go into the search and be able to break it down better than Sister Deborah can break it down, because they can go probably even deeper. You never know how Yah got it planned. He's just like, he's standing still. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't moving. He ain't busting a move. He just letting people do them, because he already know all things. Keep teaching it. Keep teaching it. Yeah. Our own understanding in the flesh. People don't think like that. They think that they understanding in the flesh is like unto the understanding in Yah. And they just figure, we in this together, ain't we, Father Yah? And they don't understand. You can't turn around and have the flesh to buckle up at my Father, which is spirit. We can't allow those everything in the flesh to be equal to the Father. Stop that. It can't be. That's why we need to separate it. And even when we teach it, if you had a senior citizen go to the senior, you know what? I just thought of that. I can probably go to places, senior citizen location, and just teach. You know what I'm saying? That's something else I could probably do. I might really ask the Father about that. How would that go with him if I were to go into the senior citizens? A lot of them, I don't know. I can't say how they would hear it, but they so humble at that point that they might hear something and it might stick, with them. But yeah, that's something, because even with the young people, if you teaching them the tools, they would guess what they will be able to do, y'all? They will be able to go out into the society and understand how to deal with society by the tools. Ain't that beautiful? Every time they want to make a decision in what they need to do or what they want to do, or if they should do right or wrong, all they do is pull up the tools. See, that's why I say to y'all, it is so important that what I did is I sit and I watch all these people talk about all these numbers that's so important. Oh, number 7, number 6, number 5, number 8, all these important numbers. But y'all, guess what? Twos is it. The twos is it. Even when he's son 2 sons. If they knew that the 2 sons came down, you know what they would do? Bring light out of darkness. But see, they think it's 1 son came. Yah came and he said, Emmanuel, meaning Yah with thee. So Yeshua kept telling us, him and my Father, the work that I do is of my Father. What part of the Father is in him? That's the Son, the only begotten that was created to come down in the flesh, to be Emmanuel with us at that time. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot about the twos. And you know what else? I think we as people probably need to teach that to everybody. And it'll cost them to use it everywhere they go, to even measure situations that's going on in the world, going on in your household, your workplace, in your communities. All you do is stand back and measure everything in twos. Is that the way of Yah, or is that the way of the world? You want to always measure. Don't make Yahweh the world way and the world way Yahweh. Because when they did, they already done it because they made bitter sweet and sweet bitter. They made good evil and evil good. And that's how the world is bouncing all over the place. It's because they converted everything to make it one thing, and in a way that you'll never find your way home. And that's why a lot of people don't know their way home. You see? And I believe there's many that's going to find their way home because y'all going to lead them home. They pretty much know their way home, but they feel, and I can imagine what that feel like, that you wrong and they right. You see what I'm saying? Because so many is following this way, so you got to be wrong. That's how a lot of them that are the light is feeling right now. I know y'all might not know that, but yeah, they feeling that. They feeling like that now. So I want to go to First John. First John, chapter 1. First John, chapter 1, and verse 8. In First John, chapter 1, and verse 8, if we say that we have not sinned, we deceive ourselves, first and foremost. And the truth is not in us. You see? I want y'all to see if you can break that one down. The Gospel of John, the first epistle general of John, First John, chapter 1, verse 8. If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. You see that? You see where truth sets you free? It sets you free to the level you are willing to know that you have sinned. That's how it sets you free. It gets you to tell the truth that's in you. Truth in you gets you to speak truth out of you. So it's saying here in verse 8, if we say that we have not sinned, we deceive our own self. Who is our own self? Who is this self? Anybody know? Who is this self? We deceive our own self. Who is the self that we deceive? And the truth is not in us. Right here is an example of ourselves is flesh. And the truth is not in us. You see? Why? Because we said we know sin. We have no sin. Is that a truth or is that a lie? It's what you call the truth. So when it tells you the truth shall make you free, it makes you so free you ain't got nothing but to tell the truth and not the lie. So you see how important it is to understand why truth is and was detached to you all the time. Okay, it was always detached to you. Okay, the truth is not in us if we say we have no sin. The truth is us. The truth in us convicts us. Exactly. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Very well said. That is so true. That's it. That is exactly what I'm saying. And that's how you climb on top. Exactly. Very good. Because it sets you free. Okay? It sets you free, but how it sets you free? By convicting you to the point you tell the truth. You see? That's how it make you free. See the power of making you free, making you tell the truth. The conviction itself of what? The lie, truth, make you to tell the truth. It sets you free that way. Now, do you see why we got truth in us? Do you see? Do it make sense now why truth is in us? You see, it make us truth. It make us free. Free from what? Lying. And the spirit of conviction out of that truth will make you, all you want to do is tell the truth. Even when you know it's a lie, you'll turn around and say, oh, no. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's what truth in you. And this is what is exactly what it's saying. And the truth is not in us if we can't tell the truth. You see? Because the truth is a form of conviction as well toward any sin and wicked and evil. But did y'all know the word, where's the truth in the world? You get what I'm saying? Where is it at? Flesh is a liar, but truth set you free. Exactly. Set you free. Give you the freedom to tell the truth, stand on the truth, be about the truth, and don't be ashamed of it. Because it come to what? Make you free. And you are free indeed. But you got to believe that you are as free as it has set you to be. Okay? The truth is being held in unrighteousness. Now, that's what it says in Romans. Let's look at Romans chapter 1 and 18. Exactly. Watch what you just said. Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against, listen to what you just said, ungodliness and unrighteousness, watch this here, of men who they are holding the truth in unrighteousness. So there it go. There it is. Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. Letting you know that they are holding truth in unrighteousness. So what does that tell you? Truth wasn't just given to the what? The righteous. Even the unrighteous is doing what? Holding the truth. That's really nice. You know, that's I mean, to me, you can't break it no lower than that. I don't even think it can go any lower than that. Because that just cut all everything up. Okay? My last verse is 2 Peter chapter 2. Let's see what 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1 through 3. In 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. But there was false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers. Now, let me school y'all on something. Anytime false prophets has to be on the scene, you got to go down the whole protocol. False apostles, false prophets, false evangelists, false pastors, false Maureen, false watchmen, false teachers, false prophetess, false prophet, false across the board. So whenever you heard in Matthew 24, and it talk about many shall come, false prophets shall rise. A lot of people like to grip that false prophet and throw it out there. It's speaking of all across the board, from false priests, from false apostles, from false evangelists, from false prophetess, pastors. That's what's clearly seen. You can clearly see that. But if they keep saying just false prophets, it throw you off. And it makes you think that only one false is the prophet. No, it ain't. All these pastors in these churches are false. Listen to what it says. Just listen to what it says. But there were false prophets among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you. He's telling them, but I'm saying it. He's saying it to let you know as well that it's going to be false prophets. It's going to be false everything among you, around you, in the midst of you. You see? And it says, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring damnable whatever that is, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Verse 2, and many shall follow their, perilous ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Now, I ain't never read that. Evil, the truth is going to be evil, y'all, spoken of. Did y'all know that? I didn't. By reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. That's deep, because I never read that the truth was going to be evil spoken of. But that's about right. But I'm just saying I didn't know that was in there. Okay. And verse 3, and though covenants shall they with foreign words make merchants of you, whose judgment now of a long time linger not, and their damnation slumbered not. This is talking about destruction of false teachers. See, even though Peter is talking about this, it's also stand for in our days. And that's what people do not understand. This is the heavy hitters here. This is what's winning the world. They are the heavy hitters. They're actually winning the world. They're the one that's winning. And I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Because you know what? You would think everybody be trying to get ready for this here one world system and this one world government and the beast and the Antichrist. The Father said, Deborah, they ain't even caring about that. That don't even fade them. You see? They ain't preparing for none of that. When I say preparing, you really can't really what you call prepare. But what he's saying is people, you don't hear nobody talking about it like they should, to try to bring disgrace to it and to let it know that it's everybody gonna know what it is and when it's coming. But you don't hear nobody saying nothing. People are caught up in everything going on in the world, but they ain't caught up in that. That's one thing you don't hear them talking about. The truth is being held in unrighteous heresies, speaking opposite from the truth. That's what that means. Heresies mean speaking opposite from the truth. But they win it. And I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Somebody said something, I think, what's that earlier today, somebody said something about it seems like the evil or the darkness is getting the victory. Something like that, someone said today. And I'm like, to tell you the truth. Oh, and they say, and the Most High ain't doing nothing about it. He ain't. I told y'all he ain't coming down here to stop them from what they're about to do. I don't know why people don't understand that. I think I told them earlier today, my son took me to a jazz saxophone player, jazz place, and it's a restaurant as well. And we sat down and we ate and we listened to the music and everything. But when we were in the car, him and his wife, his wife mentioned mermaids, and my son said, "Mama, tell her that it's ain't no such things as mermaids." And I told him, "No, there is. I'm telling y'all, as a little girl, huh, I was told a lot of things. Oh yes, this y'all look at me all crazy, but guess what? This lady didn't, like normal little girls would get to sleep, and I was tormented. Never did he get any victory out of it, but it was the idea that Yah allowed him to torment me. I couldn't sleep like y'all sleep. At nighttime, I'm up. All the thoughts in my mind was crazy off the chain. He was wearing me out. I wasn't a type of individual that was violent or evil, and never spoke back to my mother and father. We didn't do that at my house, at our house. And I wasn't being treated wrong or nothing, but it was just the idea of being tormented by this darkness, and every time it's dark, I say to the Father, here darkness is in. I can't wait till the morning come. That's what I would say. And guess what, y'all? That's even in this here study guide. That people will say at night, they can't wait till morning. And that's what I used to say as a little girl. Because when they were saying mermaids, it's a whole world under the sea. There's a lot of dark things in that water, you see. And when it says that the ocean, the ocean, I don't know if it says the ocean or I think it says the ocean. I think it says, I'm not sure. Going to have to give up its dead. See, if only y'all knew how many people is dead in that water. It is that water in that sea and everything, y'all, a whole new world down. All kind of stuff that y'all ain't never thought would exist. Yes, it does. Those are the sort of things I used to see as a little girl. And I always believed it. And that's what kept me woke all the time. All the dark thoughts of what I saw. And it just wore me out. But when he set me free, Yah set me free to where I knew I was set free. I knew I was set free. You see how beautiful Yah is in First John chapter 1 and verse 9. Yah knoweth how to deliver the godly out of the temptation, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. So let me ask you something. How must, this is a very powerful question. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm going to ask you a question. In verse 9, Yah knoweth how to deliver the godly out of the temptation, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. Okay. What defines one that is reserved. The unjust, that's reserved. What defined that? Who is this here that is reserved, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished? Can anybody answer that? Anybody? Can you pull that up and tell me who would you think that is? Because I want to just share with y'all. That's why I say I don't know how they did it, but it is so much stuff just all over the place to where it's almost like you really can't find your way home because they didn't change so much. Those that have the Spirit. Okay, someone else says no. John 1. Oh, John 1 and 9. Okay, but even with this one here, moaning in the night and joy come in the morning. Okay, but even with this one here, I go to that 9 in First John chapter 1 and verse 9. But who is this here he's talking about? The reserve is the ones he reserved to execute his judgment, like those chained up. Okay. I want to say this. I had the wrong verse, but just this one alone. You notice he didn't put who was the ones that reserved the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished, because people thinking that only certain people, I think it's going to be all nations, y'all. Because I believe all nations has those that are unjust. I really do. I think all nation has the unjust within them. I really do. So let me go here to, what's that? First John. Where was I at? Yeah, I was in Second Peter 1 to 13. Okay, you said First John. Okay. I think, you know how some people say when, oh, it's going to be this nation. It's going to be this nation. Oh, the unjust is this nation. Oh, it's this nation. I think it's going to be all nations. I'm going to be honest. The wicked one. Just right. Just cut the cheese. The wicked one. And the wicked one is not labeled as this nation and this nation and not this nation. I think it's across the board, y'all. I really believe that. So in First John chapter 1 and verse 9, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. To cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Now let's go to 7. But if we walk in the light, see, we got to know who he's talking to. Okay. As he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach, his son, cleansed us from all sin. You see? So when we get to verse 9, it's more than just confessing our sins. Okay? He is faithful and just to forgive our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. But you got to go back to 7. Yeshua HaMashiach, his son, cleansed us from all sin. You see? So once our sins are cleansed through the blood and through HaMashiach, then we can confess our sins. He's faithful and just to forgive us of our sin, to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Okay? And this lets you know That look at verse 8. And if we say that, oh, we already did that one. We already did verse 8. So even with verse 9, you have to go back to verse 7 to understand the cleanse, how the Son cleansed us from all sin, to where when we confess our sins, even though he has cleansed us, but when we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to continue to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If that ain't beautiful, I don't know what is. Because he's telling you, it starts with verse 7. Walk, but if we walk in the light, you see, he's talking about an individual that is walking in the light and worship one another in the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach, who the Son has cleansed us from all of our sin. And in verse 9, if we continue to sin, we are to what? Confess our sins. He is faithful. Why is he faithful? Because he cleansed you once. He gonna cleanse you again by who? The Son. So that's beautiful. Yes, it is. But he's speaking of a people. And that's going back to what I tried to tell you all, as it's telling you in verse 8. If we say that we have not sinned, then we have deceived ourselves. It's about understanding Yah is not sending his servant to come to make the crooked straight. You see what I'm saying? He's not sending his servant to bring truth out of darkness as if it's going to awaken someone. No. He just wants to let you know there's something that's greater than the darkness in which we've been taught all these years. And it's called light. And no, Sister Deborah can't make the crooked straight, but he can. You see? So here it's actually John. That's a pretty good one in John chapter 1 there. Okay. Okay. All together. Yah is so beautiful. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Wait till we see him though. Woo-wee! When we see him, oh man, we ain't gonna know how to act. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live. And I say unto you, not if, the truth needs to be revealed to people, so they can see exactly what it says in Romans chapter 1. They are without no excuse. Why? Because he said he put it in them. You see? So while we're running around thinking that we can justify, clarify, and identify why we don't want to walk with Yah or in his light, or to know spirit and truth and to have the light, what is it? You see? It don't matter, because the truth was already put in you to know it. And I'm gonna tell you something else it does. It allow you to get some help. Because a lot of us feel bad because we can't convince people. We do. We feel bad because, oh, I want to just let them know this, and they believe this, and I want my coworkers to understand, what I believe in. They're always talking about it at lunch, and they want to talk, but I just want them to know what I believe in. I want to share truth with them. So the word truth, you can break it down to them in how it comes to make you free. So it's showing you coming with power. It's going to make you free. It's like saying, I'm going to make you free, whether you like it or not. I'm going to make you free. You see? So it's a lot of things that truth can do in this day and time in all this darkness. It can allow people to see that in them is something so special, and it was always there. But they have to understand there's two truth. Mhm. They have to understand the truth of the flesh, and there's a truth of the spirit. The world and people have forsaken the truth of the spirit, and they went the way of the flesh, and that's what has happened. So that's why he's not, how we was talking about these things need be, you see, because he's not coming to reverse it. Let's say it like that. He's not coming to reverse anything to make sure somebody gets something. No. Why isn't he coming to reverse it? Anybody know? Why is it that the Father won't come right now on this earth and reverse things? Anybody know? Who got that key word? Five words. Who got it? Who can pull it up? Why is it that Father tells us these things need be? Why is it that he's not coming to make the crooked straight? You know he can. You know what I'm saying? He got time because we on his day. So, but why is it that the things that's taking place, he's allowing it? Why do these things need be? And why is it he's not going to come to change it? His word got to be fulfilled. Okay. They hold truth. There you go. You nailed it. They hold truth. That's it. They hold the truth. That's the answer. So why is it he need to come down and change? What is it he need to change? If we all got truth in us, what are we looking for him to change? Make it make sense. What more do you want him to change? If he put truth in all of us, y'all, make it make sense. What is there he need to change? How he gonna make the crooked straight when he already put truth in the crooked? Oh, Deborah, you ain't got no sense. But I'm just trying to cause you to just think of that. This is why he said he ain't coming to reverse things. Either we gonna meet him where he already at. Why? Because he already met us. He put truth in us. That's why I said make it make sense. Who can override that? If he already put it in us, what do you want him to do? That right there lets you know we are already judged from the level from within. You see? Because the truth is being held. It's just that he's saying that they took it and used it for unrighteous and ungodly. But it don't mean they don't hold it. So what you want him to do? Come down and hold it for him? I want y'all to just think about that. If truth is in all of us, this is why my son was trying his best to break it down to me. But now I really get what he was saying. He was saying on his job how he tried to talk to people because, he's over a lot of people, hiring, firing. I think he's a director or something like that. And he was talking about how he really be trying to reason with people and not reason, but sit down and tell them, the side of what is truth, and trying to get them to, he said, no matter how much truth you put in it, they're going to take the lie. And see, y'all do not believe that, but that is 100%. So he was trying to break it down to me. He said, Mom, no matter what, I can break it down to where it can't be broke down, but they ain't going to turn in truth. They ain't going to turn toward truth. They ain't going to turn it. They ain't going for truth. And he's saying that, so he's learning that no matter how much truth you break down to people, they're not going to accept it. And I said, see, now I'm so glad he learned that, because that's the reality, y'all. That's the for real reality. That's for real. And that's why you have to long suffer it. And you have to endure it. And you have to rest your head in Yah's patience of his bosom. Because we can't change none of it. We just got to long suffer it and understand it. We have to understand it, that it is what he is allowing, because he set everything from A to Z. You see? So I thought that was really nice that he was able to experience that in his job, the job he's on, to really, really see it for what it is. Because I think, because I think me and him and his wife, we was talking about truth being in us. And he was giving that example, that, and no matter what I say, Mama, I don't care what they just, and that's the real thing about it. That is what you call the hardcore real deal. And I was even thinking about making me flyers and giving it to family members with like verses on it, just breaking down certain things. Because you know what, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. The liars have been lying to the people, and they still is caught up in the lies. You giving them information, you showing them what it's saying and what it's meaning. It ain't gonna shake and make nobody. But we don't never know who Yah got, the ram he got in the bush, okay, that needs to come out. Yes, you see, because it's a lot of people, y'all don't believe this, but there is a lot of people in the spirit realm that's caught up in the fence, because they're trying to understand. But I haven't ran upon nobody that he teaches me this thing. They know that something in them is teaching them, and they trust in that one that's teaching them, but they trying to understand, well, why is it everybody else ain't getting it? Y'all don't even know what that feel like. And this is what they're experiencing. So they rather stay on the sideline and wait to see what's next. Because a lot of it is cause a lot of them to kind of go on the deep end. Because they say, well, wait a minute, I'm right over here and I'm only one, and millions going over here. And I'm holding the truth because something in me teaching me this. Why do I understand it different? Why do I get it? And all of them over there don't get it. You see? So what happened? The one over here go cuckoo clock. Because they said this been going on too long. It's just me over here and all of them. Hey, just imagine. That's the reality of it, y'all. That's the reality of it. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I, Sister Deborah, will be back. And I hope you got something out of it. I know that I did. And I say unto you, have a wonderful night. Shalom and shalom. Appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat. Shalom and shalom.